I need you to look for the opportunity in every challenge. I have been able to change so much in my life by looking at challenges for what they are. And what they are really opportunities. They are opportunities for you to see who you truly are. They are opportunities for you to see where you need to grow. They are opportunities to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone. I think about many times in the workplace, like where I have had bosses who were just rude, who mistreated me, who talked down to me. I had a boss who said, if I told you to go and work in the storage closet, that's where you need to work. Like, it was like, I knew it was time for me to go, but I was afraid. I was making good money. I was in a position that a lot of people wanted. Like, they even told me when they hired me, like over 100 people applied for this position. And so I was afraid to step out of my comfort zone. And so I allowed myself to stay way, way longer than I should have. But it taught me how to manage myself in a way that I don't think any other experience would have taught me. Like, there were times when I wanted to blow up, when I wanted to go off, but I remained professional. It caused me to really study emotional intelligence. It caused me to really grow. It caused me to recognize my value and what I brought to the table. And sometimes we look up to others more than we look up to ourselves. Oh my goodness. Like, we're looking at them like they got it going on, and they might, but we do too. And so until you get to the point where you recognize your value, you will continue to allow other people to mistreat you. Until you truly recognize your value, you will continue to allow other people to walk all over you. Like, you will not stand up for yourself. You will not advocate for yourself. And so I had to shift from why me to what's next for me. I had to shift from why me to what can I learn from this? How can I position myself to ensure that I don't have to do this again? That I don't have to put up with this again. Like, some of you are in a place and you know it's time to go, but you are allowing fear and self-doubt to keep you there. And when you stay for too long, you are subjecting yourself to a level of emotional trauma that is unnecessary. Like, I can remember, and I went to another position similar. It wasn't as bad, but I stayed too long. I stayed too long. And I knew it was time to go. I knew I was frustrated. I knew I deserved more. I knew I had outgrown that position, but it was the fear. It was the fear of leaving, the fear of starting over, the fear of, if I let this go, will I get something as good as this? And so for some of you, like, that is going to be your job. Your job is to do an assessment of where you are. And you need to ask yourself with full honesty, am I in a place where I desire to be? Like, am I truly happy here, or am I just staying because it's comfortable? Am I just staying because I know this person? I'm staying because I don't want to start over. I'm staying because I'm afraid that this is the best that I could do. Like, that's what kept me in a physically abusive relationship for 6 years. Because I thought that was the best that I could do. And so I want you to view the challenges that you encounter as stepping stones to getting to where you are truly supposed to be. In most instances, you are experiencing this rejection and this tension because you're aiming too low. Oh my. You are aiming too low. I think about some of the proposals that I've submitted, and they came back and said it was not accepted, and I'm like, well, wow. When I submitted that, I was willing to accept this amount, and now I got something that I didn't even have to submit a proposal for 2 to 3 times that amount. And so now I'm like, you know what? I still don't like the rejection. I don't like the fact that they turned it down. They turned my proposal down. But I do understand that had I accepted that, I would have been settling for less than what I deserve. And so I need you to really assess where you are and ask yourself, is this the best that I can do? Am I settling? Am I truly happy here? Or am I just here because this is what I know? For some of you, you pursue what's familiar, and that is the single thing that's stopping you from getting to that next level. You've got to be willing to step into unfamiliar territory. You've got to be willing to rewrite your script. You've got to be willing to take ownership of your story, ownership of your life, your results, your future. It's all going to be up to you. The last thing I want to share is you've got to develop a resilient mindset. You got to break free from self-pity. You got to stop self-sabotaging. You got to stop speaking negatively about yourself. You got to stop the negative chatter. You got to call yourself out when you settle. You got to call yourself out when you are pursuing comfort instead of pursuing what you deserve. This life is not about avoiding pain or avoiding discomfort. You need to be pursuing freedom, right? Freedom from mental and emotional struggle, right? Freedom from being bound, freedom from being controlled by outside external forces, right? Freedom to have time flexibility, freedom to laugh, freedom to go to your child's function at school in the middle of the day. So make sure that the decisions you make are in alignment with where you desire to be. And sometimes it might initially feel like you're taking a step back. I've been there. I've felt like this doesn't even seem like I'm moving forward. But sometimes that's what you have to do in order to catapult yourself into your next level. You've got to be willing to do that. You've got to be willing to learn the lesson. You got to be willing to rise above the self-pity. You got to be willing to say, this will not stop me. This will not cause me to doubt myself. Just because they don't think I'm good enough is not going to cause me to think that I'm not good enough. And so again, I'm going to circle back to my opening question. What would your life look like if instead of asking, why me, you asked, what's next for me? Listen, what is next for you is bigger than you could ever imagine. You might have been hidden and concealed for a season, but it's because you are in preparation mode. And I do not want you to forfeit what is in store for you because you don't like your training ground. Be willing to be trained. Be willing to learn the lesson. Be willing to develop and grow in your character, in your skill set, in your discipline, because that is going to be what helps you to maintain the success that you are about to step into. It's your time. It's your turn. Let's go.